In Nigeria, a complex and high-stakes drama is unfolding in the oil sector. And central to the controversy is the Dangote refinery, a colossal $20 billion project spearheaded by Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man.
Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, a billionaire industrialist, and the face of African entrepreneurship. For decades, his name has been synonymous with success, wealth, and an unshakable empire. But what if I told you that this empire, once thought to be invincible, might be facing its greatest challenge yet? What if the man who built an industrial giant is now staring at the possibility of its downfall? Today, we're diving deep into the shocking truth behind Dangote's possible downfall. Is this the end of an era, or just a bump in the road for Africa's most iconic businessman? Stick around, because this is a story you don't want to miss. Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, a business titan, and a symbol of economic power. From cement to sugar, from flour to oil, he built an empire that transformed Africa's business landscape. But now, headlines warn of financial struggles, mounting debt, and political tensions. Is Africa's wealthiest mogul on the brink of collapse? Could his business empire, once thought invincible, be at risk? Stay with us as we uncover the shocking truth behind his possible downfall. The rise of the Dangote Empire. To understand the potential fall, we first need to appreciate the rise. Aliko Dangote's story is the stuff of legends. Born into a wealthy family in Kano, Nigeria, Dangote didn't rest on his privileges. Instead, he used a small loan from his uncle to start a business, trading in commodities like cement, sugar, and flour. Fast forward a few decades, and Dangote Industries is a conglomerate with interests in cement, sugar, salt, oil, and more. At its peak, Dangote Cement alone accounted for a third of the Nigerian Stock Exchange's total market capitalization. Dangote became Africa's richest man, with a net worth peaking at over $20 billion. But how did he do it? Dangote's success was built on three pillars: strategic timing, government connections, and a relentless focus on vertical integration. He didn't just sell cement. He owned the factories, the supply chains, and even the trucks that delivered the products. This control gave him an edge over competitors and made him a household name across Africa. But as we've seen time and time again, even the mightiest empires can falter. And right now, Dangote's empire is facing challenges that could threaten its very foundation. The cracks in the foundation. Let's start with the cracks that have begun to show in the Dangote empire. Over the past few years, several factors have converged to create a perfect storm of challenges. First, there's the issue of debt. Dangote's ambitious projects, like the $19 billion Dangote refinery, Africa's largest oil refinery, have required massive borrowing. Reports suggest that Dangote Industries owes billions of dollars to both local and international creditors. While debt isn't uncommon in big business, the scale here is staggering. And with rising interest rates and a volatile global economy, servicing this debt has become increasingly difficult. Then there's the issue of government relations. Dangote's success has always been closely tied to his connections with Nigerian politicians. But with a new administration in power, those relationships may not be as strong as they once were. Some analysts suggest that the government's recent policies, like the removal of fuel subsidies, could hurt Dangote's bottom line, especially in sectors like oil and gas. Add to that the broader economic challenges facing Nigeria: inflation, currency devaluation, and a struggling economy. These factors have hit Dangote's businesses hard, particularly his cement and sugar operations, which rely heavily on local consumption. And let's not forget the competition. New players are entering the market, and some are backed by deep-pocketed foreign investors. These competitors are eating into Dangote's market share, forcing him to lower prices and squeeze his profit margins. As signs of trouble, despite his massive success, troubling signs have begun to cast a shadow over Dangote's empire. Let's break down the key issues threatening his dominance. 1. Mounting debt and refinery delays. Dangote's multi-billion-dollar projects, especially the $19 billion refinery, have been plagued with delays and cost overruns. His reliance on loans has resulted in a staggering debt burden, with creditors raising concerns about repayment risks and liquidity issues. 2. Nigeria's economic crisis. Nigeria's economic instability, marked by inflation, currency devaluation, and high interest rates, has severely impacted businesses, including Dangote's. The fluctuating exchange rate has increased operating costs and eroded profit margins. 3. Political and regulatory challenges. Once shielded by government policies, Dangote now faces increasing scrutiny and regulatory changes. New economic reforms, taxation policies, and political shifts could threaten his monopoly in key industries. 4th, intensified competition. The business landscape is changing, with multinational corporations and African entrepreneurs challenging Dangote's dominance in cement, sugar, and oil. Additionally, the rise of sustainable alternatives may disrupt his traditional business model, forcing him to adapt or risk obsolescence. The Dangote refinery, a gamble or a lifeline? Aliko. Dangote's refinery is one of the most ambitious projects in Africa, poised to be the continent's largest, with a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day. If successful, it could transform Nigeria's oil industry, ending its reliance on imported fuel while generating billions in revenue. However, the project faces serious hurdles. Initially estimated at $9 billion, costs have soared to $19 billion due to delays, inflation, and construction setbacks. Funding shortfalls have forced Dangote to secure additional loans, adding financial pressure. Analysts warn that without a steady crude oil supply and efficient operations, profitability remains uncertain. The refinery is a high-stakes gamble. Success would solidify Dangote's legacy and strengthen his empire for decades, but failure could jeopardize the entire company. With persistent delays, escalating costs, and operational concerns, skepticism is mounting. Critics question the refinery's viability. Nigeria's oil sector is riddled with inefficiencies and corruption, raising doubts about sustained production. Additionally, the global transition to renewable energy could render the refinery less valuable in the long run. While Dangote's vision is bold, the road ahead is fraught with risks that could determine the fate of one of Africa's largest industrial ventures. The human factor. Behind every empire is a person, and in this case, that person is Aliko Dangote. At 66 years old, Dangote is no longer the young, hungry entrepreneur he once was. Some insiders suggest that he's spread too thin, trying to manage too many businesses at once. And then there's the question of succession. Dangote has kept his family out of the spotlight, and there's no clear heir to take over the empire when he steps down. Without a strong leader at the helm, the company could easily fall apart. Let's not forget the human cost of Dangote's empire. Over the years, there have been allegations of poor working conditions, environmental damage, and even human rights abuses at some of his facilities. These issues have tarnished his reputation and could come back to haunt him as scrutiny of his businesses increases. Is this the end of the Dangote empire? So, is this the end of the Dangote empire? The truth is, it's too early to say. Dangote has faced challenges before and come out stronger, but this time, the stakes are higher, and the margin for error is razor thin. Here's the bottom line. Dangote's empire is at a crossroads. The decisions he makes in the next few years will determine whether he can adapt to a changing world or whether his empire will crumble under the weight of its own ambition. One thing is certain, the world is watching. Dangote's story is more than just the rise and fall of a billionaire. It's a reflection of Africa's economic potential and its challenges. Whether Dangote's empire falls or rises again, one thing is clear, his legacy is already cemented in history. He's shown us what's possible when ambition meets opportunity, but he's also a reminder that no empire is too big to fail. What do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for Dangote? Or will he rise above these challenges? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.